Alola everyone, I am Alka1993. Welcome to Foreverlocke Finale 54. Welcome to Pokemon Black 2. This has been a tough playthrough for me. If you remember the last time we were in Gen 5, I had a Larvesta and a Blitzel on the team then too. None in the finale, but if you watch the streams, I had a Larvesta and Blitzel on the team but they died during the playthrough, both of them. They were on the team again because they were level 8 and level 1 at the start of the playthrough. And they're on the team now, and they're the ones that survived, along with my starter, my superior. The rest, well, the other 3 slots have had 1 or multiple deaths. Black White 2 were probably among the harder playthroughs. I don't remember too much about how Black 2 went last time. Y2 for sure, my first time in Black White 2, that was that famous finale with where I thought I'd lost the Irish Haxorus, but then the Clutch Basculin, and then the Chimecho's made it in. Black White 2 have triple battles, have rotation battles, especially triple battles are scary. Then you have the big fights against Getsis, you have the big fights against Colrus, that even though he has some pretty similar types, if you have the right Pokemon for him, then sure, it's easy, but otherwise it's scary also with Sturdy. Black or White Kyurem, if you don't have a direct counter, they could be scary. And yeah, I had deaths again. After the most recent Gen 1 playthrough, I was at exactly 40% deathless, which I was really happy about. The 4 playthroughs after, Gen 2, 3, 4, 5, have had 1 or more deaths, and this one has at 5. We'll get to those in a moment. Actually, no, let's do the deaths first. Usually do the deaths second. We had Roly-Poly as our 2X at the start of the playthrough. One Australian on Route 16, there was a double battle against 2 Scraggy. But one of the Scraggy survived and was like, payback, double damage, crit, more double damage, and the Roly-Poly was dead. 4 out of the 5 deaths, all except Keldeo, were on stream. So they are Twitch clips. I believe they are all on YouTube Shorts, and I'm now posting on TikTok, which is mostly stream clips that I think are interesting, and all Foreverlocke deaths that I catch on stream will be uploaded there as well. Yeah, Keldeo died in Reversal Mountain, the very infamous Darmanitan Excadrill multi-battle in there that you cannot do as regular single battles in Black 2, it has to be multi. But I didn't even die to Excadrill or Darmanitan. I died to the Golbat using acrobatics and getting a crit. And the thing is, after that, because I didn't have Keldeo, I didn't have a good way to deal with either Excadrill or Darmanitan. So I used Superior, and Superior very well could have, should have died to Darmanitan. But that Darmanitan, for some reason, decided to attack Bianca's Musharna, which is why Superior is alive even now. Then we had the same team for a little bit longer. Well, the run between Gen 6 and 7 is long. Then we had a triple battle against the Magmar and 2 Magby, where Paws lost her life. Metal Gear was unable to make it through that fight either. And then I was very confident I would make it from there. I had a scary moment with Getsis, where the moment I thought I was safely through, I made a mistake and got punished so extremely hard for it. I don't often think anymore about how Earthquake can hit someone with Dig. Sometimes it comes up, sometimes it doesn't. But the thing that comes up even less is the fact that Earthquake deals double damage to someone who's digging. And if that double damage then is also a crit, that's quadruple damage. And my really great Durant is dead. Durant has been such a useful Pokemon. I'm looking forward to using him again, especially if it's a hustle one, with the amount of power it'll have. I'm looking forward to using a Durant again, but Kevin Durant unfortunately didn't make it into the Hall of Fame. And that leaves us with the following two. Sir Pierre, the Superior, Coil, Gigatron, Aquatail, and Dragon Pulse. Leaf Blade was usually on the moveset as well, instead of either Aquatail or Dragon Pulse. I only had Dragon Pulse for Gym 7, then put it back on Aquatail. I had a bunch of blue shards that I could use to keep swapping them. But I have Dragon Pulse for the finale against Iris. But Coil Aquatail combo is actually my safest way to deal with Chantal Chandelure. And that Pokemon is scary every time I do a Black White 2 finale. It's a scary Pokemon even in Black and White, but it has Energy Ball in this game, which means water types are even less. Water types, rock types, ground types, many good Pokemon against the Chandelure might die. So, if everything gets set up well the way I have it planned, I'm going to beat a Chandelure with a Superior. Then we have Mustard, our Mienshao that was added when Keldeo died. With U-turn, Acrobatic, Drain Punch, Rock Slide. It'll have leftovers on as its item for most fights, but specifically against Marshall, where I know I'll be using Acrobatics, I will take the item off so I have that double power. Stormcloud the Zekrom was our most recent addition, replaced Kevin Durant. Considering how late it died, it was after Gym 8, it was after the Colress Black Kyurem gets his fights. I could think about what is there left to fight against. What are the scary things that I really want to deal with? First, there was Victory Road still, so I had to think a bit about general weaknesses. With Mienshao and Serpierre both being weak to flying, I knew it had to have a flying resistance. It could not be weak to bugs. There already had 2 bug weaknesses, and only Sultan resisted it. And I wanted it to be able to deal with Iris's Archeops and Chantal Chandelure. Now, after that decision, I came up with the fact that Serpierre might be able to deal with Chandelure, but Stormcloud is here. Fit all those categories. The only Pokemon that truly fit those. I consider Thundurus, but Thundurus might be scary against, you know, Rock-type Archeops. So, Zekrom is on the team. Larvesta raised from a level 1. Mostly the same movesets throughout. Got Calendar, who did the occasional fight, and again I used Calendar against Elisa, just like I did in the last time I used the Blitzel. But this time I actually remembered they had Pursuits and played it maybe a bit better, smarter. Was a bit more lucky. I gave it the Rocky Helmet and just kept healing it, because outside of their electric moves, they are using physicals. Contact moves, so that allowed me to beat Elisa. And the Gadea Black has not done many battles, although I did use it against... I think it was Getz's Electros, who could have crit Gadea Black so many times to kill. Didn't. But then a few Pokemon later, Drapion did crit my Durant, so that was great. I plan to use Gadea Black against one specific Pokemon in this league. So we might see her in action. Calendar and Sultan are not intended to be used with my current plans. We'll see how things go. I think it's time to get started. I hope I can make it. I hope I will win this league and get more Hall of Famers. I hope we can get to 296. So we're at 290 Hall of Famers now. I'd like to get to 296 so that the next playthrough, which I'm really looking forward to, we can get to 300. The Pokemon League is a place where you both pursue strength and express it. The way to express it is simple. You just have to beat the Elite Four and the champion. You can start your challenge by battling any of the Elite Four. And if you defeat them all, you can challenge the champion. However, I warn you, once you start your challenge, there is no turning back. You must keep battling until you defeat them all, or are defeated yourself. Do you want to go in? Then proceed. There's always a bit of, like, stress isn't the right word, but nerves. I think healthy nerves. Before a league, and I feel pretty confident in this team, but there's some fights that I think are still scary. Marshall to a degree, Chantal, but I feel like I've worked it out that it'll work out. Marshall kind of scary. Ugh. 4 great warriors form this Pokemon League. The southwest is the one who does not fear the ghost type. The southeast is the one who challenge the power of the fighting type. The northwest is the one who masters the dark type. Northeast is the one who knows the might of psychic type. So from bottom left, going clockwise, it's ghost, dark, psychic, fighting. Marshall, often a scary fight for me. This time not as much with Mienshao and Zekrom. I'm not sure if I'll do Chantal or Marshall last, so ghost or fighting, as the other two first, and we're starting with dark. That's the one I feel most confident in. Please don't kill me. What will be determined here is which of us can absorb the opponent's light and shine. But who will decide that? It shall be I, Grimsley of the Elite Four, and I will fulfill my duty to be your opponent. Starting with Liepard, who I expect will fake out turn 1. So in the speedrun, this is an absolute use X items turn, but I don't allow myself to use X items, so we don't do it. Monster unfortunately had a attack lowering nature. I think it's even modest. It might not be modest. No, modest is Serpierre, which made Leaf Blade and Aquazel not as good, but that made Coil more useful. I really wanted to use Drain Punch because that healing while dealing good damage, it being 75 power now in this generation, really useful. Bishop already, okay. This confirms that they can send out their ace early. And I can understand it considering Bishop has Aerial Ace. This is important for the ghost fight against Chantal. Because I want Golurk to be sent out right before Chandelure. And the way I have things figured out with what I expect them to send out is going to work out with me being able to beat Chandelure with just Superior. But it needs to be Golurk 3rd and Chandelure 4th. But once we get to that fight, I'll explain exactly how scary that might be. Because they could use both Drifloon 2nd and Chandelure with how I planned it. This one down. That one's easy. Go to Crocodile. Crocodile can intimidate us, and that's annoying. So we're going to go to Serpierre for this one specifically. Serpierre does not have a weakness to any of Crocodile's moves. Best they can do is Stab Crunch. But I have Giga Drain. I'll deal good damage. Maybe get a KO. Would be nice. Not quite. We dealt good damage. Well done, Serpierre. Serpierre has more defense than I could remember. I just remember it being pretty fast and its attacking stats being okay at best. Without its move tutor moves like Aqua Tail or Dragon Blast, I don't think it's that useful for Pokemon. You can use its grass moves though, things like Leaf Blade or Giga Drain. Maybe Energy Ball has a little more power than Giga Drain, but that's about it. It's Aqua Tail, Dragon Ball, potentially other things like Iron Tail as well that do help Serpierre or Superior to be more useful. That is why I intended to only use Superior in Black White 2. Okay, Crocodile down, that leaves Scrafty. After Scrafty, we go back to Mustard to have that type advantage. This one doesn't have Intimidate, this one has Moxie, which could be scary if they get a KO, but I'm not going to let them get a KO. Drain Punch. Probably won't KO. Scrafty's pretty defensive. I do get it. Alright, I'll take it. Well done. Even though Mustard has an attack lowering nature, I did give it a bunch of protein when it was still in Mienfoo. And then when I got to the league, I believe there was a few more EVs that I could EV train, and I put as much as I could into attack. Because it has good speed. It has a really good attack stat, but with its attack lowering nature, that cost me quite a bit of power. So I put as much as I could into that physical attack. And then with the rare candies that I gathered throughout the playthrough, I gave most of them and a little extra level 2 mustard because I felt it could use that the most. Whether or not you get to fight at full strength, whether or not luck smiles on you, none of that matters. Only results matter. And a loss is a loss. See, victory shines like a bright light. And right now, you and your Pokémon are shining brilliantly. Now, I'm nothing more than the one who lost his light. But this loss will make me shine even brighter next time. If I think that way, it's not too bad. You should take that strength and test it against the rest of the Elite Four. One down, and I'm pretty sure I'm at max health. Alola Bente, welcome to the stream. Our next opponent's going to be Caitlyn, the Psychic type user. And this is where Gadea Black comes in. We're actually going to lead with our 2x. Because the limited amount of things that Caitlyn's lead can do against the Dark type, especially Dark Dragon type. We can do good damage with Hustle. Like, with the extra Hustle boost, but also that means just I have 80% of my accuracy. So we might miss a move or two. It's me who appeared when the flower opened up. You, standing over there. You look like a Pokemon trainer with strength and kindness. What I look for in my opponent is superb strength. I'm counting on you. Sharna. Here's Crunch. Okay, we missed the first one. They charged in. That's the only damage they can deal with Musharna. They can deal damage, so they're not as likely to switch. As long as we don't continuously miss and they continue to hit Charge Beam and Boost, we're gonna be fine. They can Reflect, which would be annoying. They missed that Charge Beam. Take that. Yawn can be annoying a bit, but 3 meters their other move, and that doesn't affect Dark types. Missed the Crunch. Try it again. If we get a defense drop, then the next full restore, if they use it, doesn't matter. If we don't, they charge them again. Don't even try to Reflect or Yawn. Get the boost again, but still nowhere near scary for us. We Crunch. We check with the Musharna. That was the plan. That allows the rest to go into this with full power points, well, as much as possible. Full HP. We go Reuniclus next, interestingly. Oh, that must be because of Focus Blast. Could have been Sigilif as well with Ice Beam. Reuniclus next. The intent is just to send out Stormcloud for the others, because it can take the hits the best. It's a big Pokemon, good HP, good defenses. It's 100 HP, 100 special defense, 90 speed, 120 on defense and special attack, and then 150 on attack. And we're going to send that 150 at the Reuniclus. Shadow Claw is super effective, but actually do less damage than Fusion Bolt. The Fusion Bolt doesn't have a lot of power points. I'm going to see if I can do it with this. Not quite. Fusion Bolt may have just gotten the KO. Okay, now I'm gonna check what's the HP and defense of Reuniclus. Reuniclus is 110 HP, 75 on defense. Let's Sigilif has less than that, especially on HP. And Gothitelle has more defense, but a lot less HP than Reuniclus. So it might be able to go with Bolt Strike. Not Bolt Strike, Fusion Bolt. I'm just gonna Fusion Bolt here just because it's also super effective. And I do have Ether, so really it doesn't matter too much. I have enough Ethers and usually have leftovers after the first 4 fights. I'll just use it. Less chance that they hit me and then crit and do something fancy. I expect that I can still survive a crit Psychic from Gothitelle, but why would we risk being in trouble for it? I suppose they do have 2 extra levels for defense and HP here. Fusion Bolt, let's go! We do get it, because we get a critical hit! That's Caitlyn down. Not too scary. Well done, Stormcloud. That's the 2 fights that I feel confident about. The other 2 I feel pretty confident about. But there are things that could go wrong. Chantal will be fine as long as the order that she sends out her Pokemon is as I predicted. Marshall... Oh, I have Mienshao with Acrobatics. Which I need to remember, really remember to remove leftovers from Mienshao in that fight, because otherwise the fight becomes a lot more difficult and scary. The optimal Pokemon here against Chantal's lead, who we're gonna fight next, I don't think is Serpierre, although Serpierre isn't a bad Pokemon either. But to draw out the Pokemon that I want, I do want Serpierre first, because I want Gold. She has Cofagrigus, Drifblim, Golurk, Chandelure. I want Chandelure to come after Golurk, because I can set up 6 coils against Golurk with Serpierre and be safe. Serpierre is faster than Chandelure, and then I can one-shot Chandelure with Aqua Tail. That's the entire plan to take with Chandelure. However, Drifblim also has Stab super effective against a Superior, so I need Drifblim to be gone first. Also, I forgot to do something with Caitlyn, so we're gonna go back to Caitlyn. We're not gonna fight her again, but we are able to go back to her. Just because they're nice like that. I'd like to see both her text boxes. Can you talk to me again? Winning is important, but what's more important is whether I've done better this time. Because if I can't surpass myself, I can't get close to my ideals. I want to improve and win more elegantly, so I invite you to be my opponent again in the future, if you wish. The plan I have for Chantal, beat Cofagrigus with Superior. After that, she has either Drifblim or Chandelure to switch into with Stab super effective moves. I hope they just choose Drifblim, because it's earlier in the team list. I do my switch to Zekrom at that point, beat Drifblim with Zekrom. Then they're for sure going into Golurk, because they have Stab Earthquake to beat Zekrom with. I switch back into Superior with that, which will make them stand out Chandelure, and I finish with Chandelure. I like this place. There is one man who wanders the world with a black dragon Pokemon to pursue ideals. That's part of a novel I'm writing. I want to write down the event that happened on that day. Sorry, it has nothing to do with you. You're a challenger, right? I'm the Elite Force Ghost-type Pokemon user, Chantal, and I shall be your opponent. Oh, Black Dragon Pokemon! Someone who's going through the region, going all over with it. I have a Zekrom. Just a different Zekrom that I caught in Pokemon White, the very first Gen 5 playthrough. Also, I didn't exactly travel all over the place with it, because I only added it to the team very late. Alright, let's see how much damage I can do with Giga Drain. That one's going to be important. If I can kill him with just Giga Drain, I will. With like 3 hits maybe. Yeah, I should. I can do it with just Giga Drain. Giga Drain's not affected by the burn, so we're going to be okay. Otherwise, I would have tried to maybe set up some coils and then maybe Aqua Tail after using a full restore to get rid of the burn. We'll heal this. She's got a full restore here. Let's see how much Shadow Ball does. That one's important. I think that came from full, so that's 42 damage. Not a lot. Burn does deal more damage here than Leftovers heals. It's still 1/8 damage, not 1/16. I think it was 1/16 for Burn in Gen 1. Became 1/8 in Gen 2, and then something like Gen 7 or so, it became 1/16 again. Because they wanted to nerf Burn a little bit. She full restores. But I do Giga Drain to get some health back. Heal a bit more with lefties. We take that. The crits here wouldn't be too bad. But I don't need it. Especially if they don't have special defense drops. No special defense drop are good. I don't think I'll heal here. Because I'm pretty sure while Zekrom's fighting Drifblim, I can heal Serpier. But nah, maybe I should, for safety, should have full restored here. They would have hit me with something, but then I can Giga Drain after. I have a bit more HP going into the next Pokemon. But now this Pokemon's going to be important. What's next? If it's Drifblim, we're good. Please be Drifblim. Oh no. Okay, that was a scary bit. Now I'm not... Now I'm happy that Zekrom was chosen with the idea of it can be the Chandelure. The Chandel's Chandelure is scary. The idea was stab acrobatics from Drifblim would also be able to be sent out. I take that out with Zekrom, then Golur comes in, I set up. This is the entire reason I think I kept Aqua Tail even on the moveset. Coil and Aqua Tail. And therefore got rid of Leaf Blade. For this strategy, but the strategy doesn't work. Well, we're gonna go Chandelure, then we're gonna go Stormcloud. Time to improvise. You want to see a Black Dragon Pokemon in action? For your story? My Red Eyes Black Dragon? But this one has the ability of electricity instead of fire. No Inferno Fire Blast, this one knows Fusion Bolt. That, wow. One shot. Okay, I'll take it. Let's go, Stormcloud. That went better than I expected. We just went first and one shot at the Chandelure. Has that happened before? I'm not sure. Okay, let's just Giga Drain. Get a lot of health back from this one. And then I need to remember to remove leftovers from Yan Chao for that next fight. 190 to 142, so that's 48 damage that they would have done with their best move. So the idea was I would have set up a bunch of coils here. 42 damage with their best move would have been around 84 on a crit. Which, if it happens twice, doesn't even KO me, so I was definitely safe. In that sense. Giga Drain. That's Chantal Beetle. Let's go. Actually, no, it's not Chantal Beetle, it's still Drifloon. But Drifloon should be easy to defeat as well. Storm Cloud. Let's go. So actually, after the credits, we should go. I should go to the Pokémon Studios, the movie theater, and show you why Zekrom has that star. Because it's in a movie, but it's a weird movie. Because it doesn't make a lot of sense, just by what moves I've chosen. But it works because I like getting the strange endings. All right, let's beat up Drifloon. There's some triggers in my brain every time I hear that sound effect when Fusion Ball is about to hit the opponent. Because the only other place I can think of where you hear that sound effect is when you get a critical capture when trying to catch Pokemon. There we go, critical capture? No, it's just Fusion Ball. I don't remember Fusion Flare has that. Okay, go through that one. My Pokemon and the Challenger's Pokemon. Everyone battled even though they were hurt. Thank you. Fortitude is needed if you're going to battle, don't you think? Because both you and your Pokemon get hurt. But if you don't understand the pain, you'll focus on the results and forget about the bonds with your Pokemon. That's why I want to write passages full of heart and soul in my novels. Remove leftovers, remove leftovers, remove leftovers, remove leftovers, remove leftovers. Yeah, remember to remove the leftovers. Let's see, we have enough of these, so just in case I want to use Storm Cloud more, either in Fusion Ball again. We grab one of our many full restores for Sir Pierre. And we go for Marshall. I think Mian Xiao can probably take out all of them, but here's the thing, Mian Xiao's defenses aren't all that good. Sock, which is Marshall's second Pokemon on the list, can survive one hit due to Sturdy. And they do have Retaliate, which can be scary. Conkeldurr, his ace, has really good HP, so might be able to survive even super effective Acrobatics. And they can hit back with really hard Retaliate, or an even stronger Stab Hammer Arm. And sure, that has a chance of missing, but I need to assume that it just will hit, so I can be safe. Mustard's gonna fight here. No item, so that Acrobatics is going to deal extra damage. It is possible to meet Marshall before the Elite Four in Black and White 2. You meet him at Twist Mountain, which normally connects the area after Mistralton City to Isira City, Gym 6 and Gym 7 in the original Black and White. However, I intentionally did not talk to the man, and I want to see if his dialogue is different because of it. Because pretty sure normally he mentions that we've met before. Greetings, Challenger. My name is Marshall. I'm the #1 pupil of my mentor Alder. In order to master the art of fighting, I've kept training. You're also walking a similar path with your Pokemon. It is my intention to test you, to take you to the limit of your strength. Ki! I didn't see it. Yeah, I just checked Bulbapedia. He has 2 extra lines of dialogue right at the start if you have met him on Twitter. Alright, throw. We acrobatics. Mienshao has been used against many black belts and battle girls and has proven to be the best. Throw goes through and even bulldozes me. I'm not a fan of that. And I don't have lefties to heal it now. Although I do have Regenerator to get health. And still fast. Regenerator is a nice ability, and I've considered going into Zekrom to fight Sock and even Conkeldurr just for safety if I don't KO them. They don't have a shot at KOing me, or at least not as much, because Zekrom's defenses are much better. I'll just Drain Punch. Should have really done that last turn. Not that it matters too much, because with Regenerate I'll get all my health back. And that allows me to go full health against their Mienshao. Which is next. Which I didn't really consider this order, but it makes sense. Mienshao's the only one with a super effective move. But I'm probably not faster anymore then. And they high jump. Oh, no. Why did I not think of this? What? The entire time I even thought about this battle, I thought Mienshao versus Mienshao, they're gonna use bounce because super effective. For Conkeldurr, I mentioned earlier, yeah, he can use retaliate, but stab hammer arm is better. Guess what's better than super effective bounce? Stab high jump kick. And I was slower. Lapse of judgment. Lapse of dang judgment. We add another death, and now we have 3 Pokemon without Zekrom, and we don't have Mienshao for for Lapras for Aggron in the champion fight. We have Zekrom. I'm really happy we have Zekrom now. But I'm not happy about this. Let's do a quick update of the trackers. This was level 64. Cause of death. Lost against Marshall's Mienshao. Was slower due to earlier bulldoze, then got high jump kicked. That hurts. Not happy with that. Right, Stormcloud, we need you. I'll update the rest of the trackers with Mienshao's death after this fight. Zen Headbutt deals the most damage with 160 power, but it has a 10% chance of missing. Now I'm really happy I put the maximum power points with Fusion Bolts, because now I can just make sure I hit. That's kind of important. Come on. Low enough defenses. That one's through. Conkeldurr third. Doesn't have a ground move though. Why Conkeldurr not Sock? I don't know. Fusion Bolt is for big damage. Let's see what we can do against the big HP of Conkeldurr. About 3/4. Hammer arm for good damage. That means crit hammer arm doesn't take me out. Hammer arm can miss. I'm considering healing here, but at the same time, I can also just heal against the Sock. Sock deals less damage. Yeah. I'll just take this one out. You need to keep crits in mind, so I will heal against Sock. Retaliate's their best move, but that only is extra good on the first turn. Didn't do a lot. Here's a bolt. They will survive no matter what because of Sturdy. Let's see how much damage this move does. Wait, no! Sturdy's ignored because of Terravolt! We just get him! Let's go! I forgot about that because it doesn't come into play too much. Now, you have become the strongest trainer in this Pokemon League. The statue in the central chamber will take you to the Champions Room. The Champions Room. The champion you will have to fight with just 5 Pokemon. I don't even have all of them. That really sucks. And the thing is, I didn't plan too much for the champion. I feel that I can probably win, but that was assuming I had all Pokemon. It's always a bit of improvisation if one of them dies. And they start with Hydreigon as well. So, optimally, I would have had Mienshao there, I think. Although Hydreigon, 98 speed, that's just slightly higher than Zekrom, with 90. But I think Zekrom has some EVs in speed. At least some. Which would allow it to outspeed the Hydreigon. I'd also have a level advantage. Alright, I'm gonna update all of my trackers to make sure that the Mienshao death is tracked properly. And then we go take on the champ. We have that here on this one. Mienshao is on the slots tracker. Where is it? So many Pokemon in Gen 5, so it's hard to find where they are in the decks. Here it is, between obviously Mienfoo and then Draudigan. No replacement here. In Black White 1, there's something unique where after the Elite Four you can actually add Pokemon to the team again. And even EV train if you so wish. Here not. Nope, nope. We have a dead Pokemon, and we're just gonna have to deal with that. We're going to have to deal with the fact that we have 5 Pokemon. Our fighting type is out. We have to do it with just this. Going into the champion with just 5 Pokemon. Updating the Foreverlocke Discord as well, they deserve to know. Yeah. The mistake against the Drapion gets us hurt with how Durant died. You can see it on a YouTube short exactly how that happened. It's on my channel. But this one, sure, I didn't consider this order too much. Like, I considered the order with Chantal. I had Zekrom as a backup. I just fully focused on, oh, if they outspeed me, they're just going to use Bounce. No, they use High Jump because obviously it's better. Alright, we're just going to have to deal with this. We have Dragon Pulse on Serpia. We have Dragon Claw on Stormcloud. Hydreigon has Dragon Pulse. That's scary. Day of Black, and that should be everyone's power points. Items are just gonna stay EV Light just to survive something because I don't have focus ashes for them. You have to improvise here a bit. This was gonna be a bit of improvisation anyway, but yeah, and Iris is scary. Dragon's strong. Druddigan, very slow, but a sheer force life orb, which is scary. Aggron doesn't scare me as much, especially with Mienshao. That should have been fine. Archeops we can deal with because Zekrom is still alive. Lapras we can deal with, and Haxorus we just need to take it out before it hits me really hard. But it has a focus sash. I wonder if we can set up Coil at some point with Superior. Probably not useful considering most of her Pokemon actually resist water. And that's the only physical move I have, but having a lot of physical defense would be good against Haxorus. Was it going left or going right? That was the... Well, it was right. Why does... Is it not just behind me? Anyway. We go through here. And we actually have a champions fight. I should actually put the Pokemon I want at the front. I thought about it. Didn't actually do it yet. Come on. Go up a bit higher than Alder was. Welcome, Challenger. Welcome, Challenger. I've been waiting for this. Surprise, it's me, Iris. Know what? I really look forward to having serious battles with strong trainers. I mean, come on! The trainers who make it here are trainers who desire victory with every fiber of their being. And they are battling alongside Pokemon that have been through countless difficult battles. If I battle with people like that, not only will I get stronger, my Pokemon will too. And we'll get to know each other even better. Okay, brace yourself. I'm Iris, the Pokemon League champion, and I'm going to defeat you. It's a really cool champion theme, a real damn cool intro. Let's get some Hall of Famers. Scary fight for many reasons. Less type variety than someone like Cynthia, but she is definitely still scary. Starting with the pseudo-legendary, not having it as her ace. But the ace is massive attack stat and has Dragon Dance and Focus Sash. Alright, let's see if that... I don't think I gave it massive speed EVs, Stormcloud. Maybe like 100 EVs. Just so we could outspeed some Pokemon, and I thought with its base speed it was probably fine for the rest. I am faster. Let's go, Dragon Claw! I have a 150 base attack with a bunch of attack investments. We'll get the one shot on High Dragon. Alright, that one's yellow. Who's next? Anyone with stab dragon moves is super effective. But they're also weak to me, so they go Aggron. I think Serpierre? And then actually do the Coil Aqua Tail thing? I think so. Zekrom, I think, can take every other Pokemon. Unless Haxorus, like, crits Dual Chop. Maybe, okay, well, they're probably gonna Dual Chop. Let's actually do the Coil Aqua Tail strategy that we were going to use against Chantal. A Totemize, that just boosts their speed, nothing else. So that helps me, allows me to set up more defenses. If I can set up enough, then maybe I'll go against Haxorus, but Haxorus can still super effective X-Scissor me, and then a crit still kills. But then again, a crit against Zekrom would kill as well. So it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna risk it a bit. I'm wondering if double edge crit would take me out. Let's see. This is hopefully regular. 29 damage. Let's say it was 30 for easy calculation. I had +2 defense, so regular defense would have been 60 damage, which means a crit would have been around 120 damage. That's their best move. Their best move could crit for 120 damage. I can fully set up Coil. I'll just do it. depending on what they send out next, but they're bound to send out Archeops. Because stab, super effective acrobatics from that thing is hella scary. However, I'm going to compare some base speeds. Superior base speed, 113. Archeops is real good as well. Defeatus weakens it. 110 base speed. I have Zekrom to just deal with that. But if I outspeed, I can easily one-shot with Aqua Tail due to the attack boost I get from Coil. And I have the accuracy due to Coil as well. If I believe I will outspeed that Archeops, that's going to be fine. 3 more base speed. 6 levels on it. 6 levels higher. So likely I'll be fast. However, I don't know what the effort values are that are thrown in Archeops in the IVs. Sir Pierre was pretty much full already on EVs here already when I arrived at the league. I was only able to add a few more. I don't remember what I put them into. I think special attack? But that's the risk. Do I just play it safe and switch to Zekrom, assuming that, of course, Archeops even comes out, which seems extremely smart on her side. Go to Zekrom. If I go Zekrom, then what would likely be happening after that? Let's see. Zekrom takes out Lapras easy. Actually, I'm not going to use Serpierre against Lapras because I don't have Leaf Blade anymore. If I had Leaf Blade, I would have. And Lapras doesn't get hit by Aqua Tail at all. I don't hit Druddigan. I can hit Druddigan with that. Yeah. Doesn't really matter because Druddigan is still pretty good against it. Lapras I'm not going to be able to hit well because I don't have Leaf Blade. Haxorus I will be able to deal with, but I don't expect Haxorus to be next. Although, actually, Lapras has a stab super effective move against Serpierre. Druddigan and Haxorus have regular super effective, but aren't weak to grass. But does that really matter when Archeops is going to be sent up next? Because it's the only thing that isn't weak to my stab types, which is what I believe the CPU looks at. I think I should just play it safe and play Zekrom. Druddigan next? Like, it has super effective flamethrower, but really? No, I'm gonna switch her. I would have super effective Dragon Pulse. Or a 4 times power, but then half to basically 2 times power due to resistance. Aqua Tail, which would be about the same damage. Dragon Pulse a bit more. But that's Sheer Force Life Orb Flamethrower. Not dealing with that Dragon Claw. So it was nice to set up the coil, but it ended up not being important. Come on. That dealt with. Zekrom's good. We're not going to have legendaries and mythicals a lot. Haxorus is now 4th Pokemon. We don't even have the coil set up, so Zekrom is the safest. They have both Dual Chop and Earthquake to be super effective. Dual Chop would be the more powerful one if it hits, but there's 90 accuracy. 2 hits, both can crit. If they crit, this could be scary because they're going to survive 1 hit anyway with Dragon Claw. I'm going to hit it into the Focus Sash so that if they full restore, then the next hit will just take them. I go first. Okay, now this move is important here. I'm pretty safe if this move doesn't do anything bad. That's a scary one! Oh, okay. But here's the thing. Iris, I believe, has only used 1 full restore, if at all. I'm trying to remember if she actually used one on Hydreigon. No, she didn't. She still has the full restores. And she always has at least 1 for Ace. If she uses full restore now, which is normal for the AI, I Dragon Claw, there's no Focus Sash anymore, Haxorus is done. I think from her perspective, she should be attacking now. And she doesn't. Which I'm very happy with. Because now we can one-shot and KO. Really scary Haxorus? Dealt with. Because Haxorus would have been faster after that Dragon Dance. 1.5 times multiplier. I wonder if Dual Chop would have been able to KO without a crit at this point. Stormcloud 65. Lapras next. I guess because it has Ice Beam? But I'm also faster and I'm an electric type. Good luck surviving Fusion Bolt. Kablam! One more. So many Pokemon that I would argue could be the scariest. I'd say probably Lapras and Aggron I'm the least scared about. Hydreigon is a Tutor Legendary. Druddick and a Sheer Force Life Orb. It's slow, but once it gets a hit off, it's strong. Haxorus is really strong, has Focus Sash, and has Dragon Dance. And Archeops is really fast, high attack with Acrobatics. Zekrom, part of the reason you're on the team is so you could fight this specific Pokemon. Because you resist flying, which is was on itself a requirement. But this Archeops scared me with the looking at just the other members of the team. Mienshao included. I even outspeed the Archeops! Bam! I should have had 6 Hall of Famers. I really should have had 6 Hall of Famers. I'm very disappointed in myself that I made that mistake with Mienshao. But you beat the game. 5 Hall of Famers. That's good. Beat the game. But I can't help but feel disappointment. Like, if there's a death throughout the playthrough, yeah, it always sucks, especially if it's a mistake you can do something about, like with Durant. But somehow I still felt, not joy at the fact that it died, but I could see the entertainment value in it, and moments like that, hey, making mistakes like that, and the fact that it's sometimes scary, means I become even more excited and happy when it does work out. And because it wasn't in the Elite Four or Champion fight, it wasn't in the direct finale where the death happened, I was able to add a new team member, train that one up, give it good moves, a cool item, and then still get 6 Hall of Famers. Again, the Black White 2 finale makes me not have 6 Hall of Famers. Oh, we got 5. Sucks we didn't get 6 though. That will put us at 295. Which means there's an opportunity with at least 5 Hall of Famers next time to get a 300. And there's some really cool Pokemon. An interesting set of Pokemon that I intend to use in the next game. But I'll tell you about that when we get to the credits. I'm upset I couldn't win. But you know what? More than that, I'm happy. I mean, come on. By having a serious battle, you and your Pokemon, and me and my Pokemon, we all get to know one another better than before. Yep, we sure did. Alright, let's go. Alright, go on ahead. Hurry. So, this room is the Hall of Fame. Your name and your Pokemon's names will be recorded here, so these important things will never be forgotten. That you are an excellent and kind trainer. That you are considerate towards your Pokemon, and you give them your whole heart. And that your wonderful Pokemon believe in their trainer with all their hearts. And together you have a strength that knows no bounds. Hey, come on. Oh, excuse me. Tall boy. To the trainer standing before me, and to the Pokemon at your side. Your beautiful bond has grown strong through battle. In order to make this bond an eternal treasure, your names shall be recorded here. Become 290 to 295 Hall of Famers. Let's celebrate the new ones. We have in the Hall of Fame, Stormcloud the Zekrom. Sir Pierre the Superior. How regal. Second chance for Sultan. Sultan's in the Hall of Fame. Same goes for Calendar the Blitzel. Survived this time. And even getting action in the Elite Four, Gadea Black the Dino. Named by one of my viewers at some point, actually. Into the Hall of Fame, and Mustard, sorry. You don't count. Wait, don't all the Pokemon show behind me here? I want to see all the Pokemon. For a cool screenshot. Do we not get screenshot? Oh, just one of them? I'll look for one in a bit. Like, once we get to Pokemon Center again. Oh wow, we unlocked challenge mode. Yeah, we're definitely gonna use challenge mode on a different playthrough. Totally, that definitely makes sense. Why would I use challenge mode? I don't feel right about using challenge mode. It doesn't really get harder with the stats. It's just the levels increase, but not the stats for some reason. But their movesets do become better items, which does make them scarier, but it does allow me to be a higher level as well. I don't mess around with challenge mode for my playthroughs. I just use normal mode all the time. Oh yeah, extra scene. No credits yet. Grimsley, Caitlin, Chantal, Marshall. Thank you for the fights. I'll see you again. The next playthrough in Generation 5. And Iris... Actually, Iris is the gym leader in Pokemon White as well, right? In Appaloosa City? So then we'll see Iris then as well. In a different dimension. As a different character. Okay, what am I going to do in post-game? I'm not going to stream the post-game outside of going to see that movie with Zekrom. I'm gonna leave the Durant capture for a black or white playthrough, the original. Keldeo I'll get back for free because it was a mythical redemption at the end of the playthrough. We might go catch a Mienfoo. I might go do that. I might still catch either a Pansage or Panpour in Lost Lorn Forest, but I don't really need to. I might just catch one just to have an extra slot filled. Let's see who else died. Venipede already recaught. Delcatty, since it died, I'm just going to recatch in Gen 3, because Gen 3 doesn't have that many Pokemon. I think I need to wait for a new playthrough for Chargestone Cave. Durant I'm going to catch in Victory Road, next Gen 5 playthrough. Let's talk about next playthrough. We're going to play Pokemon Y. The only Mega... I like to have a Mega able Pokemon on my starting team in a Gen 6 playthrough. There's only one Pokemon that I can add that is level 12 or below that can Mega, and that's Lucario. So there will be Lucario on the team. Now it takes a bit from obtaining a starter to actually getting to the first Pokemon Center, which is at the first gym. And there are legal encounters before that in the form of Scatterbug, Pansage, which would be Simisage, or Panpour. I intend, if I encounter them, to not catch any of them and just go straight to the Pokemon Center. Because I intend, my current plan, no promise, opinions can still change, is that I take Frogadier as my starter. Well, it's Froakie slotted as Frogadier. Because in the box are waiting a Snivy, that's just a Snivy, and a Cyndaquil that's slotted as a Typhlosion. So, especially assuming they get to the Hall of Fame, I think this will be really cool, which is why I'm actually excited for the playthrough. Typhlosion, Frogadier, Snivy. 3 different starters at 3 different evolutionary stages from 3 different generations. 3 different types. 1 grass, 1 water, 1 fire. You don't often get to use multiple starters on the same team. But I'm pretty sure the Johto starter and then the Cyndaquil was a gift in Oras after you've beaten the main game. And then I did, I think, the Delta episode after the most recent, which would have been Alpha Sapphire playthrough. And then I got another starter, which was Snivy. And I think it's time to use all of them. And I'm considering doing that alongside Swellow. To take care of a ground weakness that Typhlosion and Lucario would have. And like Float or Esper as a 1X. That's something I'm considering. But another interesting thing is the next Foreverlocke stream in a normal schedule would be on Wednesday. You know what Wednesday is? The 31st of December, last day of the year. Just based on that, I'm able to stream, but here's the thing, that's my birthday. My birthday is on the 31st of December. So my intent is to stream that day. And probably around normal stream time. But it really depends on how many people come to visit for my birthday and at what point we can have dinner, because no chance that I'm eating upstairs for dinner. I'm eating with my family on my birthday. 100%. So on that day, I might even say the stream's not happening. We'll play it on, like, I don't know, Thursday or Friday. But I really hope we can have a birthday stream to start a new playthrough. I think that would be really cool. Start Pokemon Y. The game that started my Gen 6 adventure in the Foreverlocke. So it's been a bit. I was playthrough 7. The next playthrough will be playthrough 55, so it's been a few ago. We've done Pokemon X twice between then. 1 Omega Ruby, 1 Alpha Sapphire as well. 5 Hall of Famers in this one. Taking us to 295. We can get to 300 next time. I kind of want to say goodbye now, but I did promise that we're going to go to the movies. So let's go to the movies and watch Zekrom's movie debut. Which makes so much sense. Hi, Mom. Hi, ex-Pokemon Center lady. Is it Looker? No, it's Cedric. Hi, Cedric. Max revives, yes. So useful in a Nuzlocke, and so useful in the post-game. Thank you so much, Mom. Like, I know you're a Pokemon Center lady, you might have just had some more lying around, but it doesn't really help me too much. Hi! Popboy? My Purloin? You evolved, but thank you very much for finding it. I'm having dreams about Pokemon, a Zoroark. It was calling your name. I've seen that Zoroark. Saw it yesterday. I'm not gonna go see that Zoroark though, because I don't have any intention of going to see N or going to catch his Pokemon, which in this case is a Zekrom. We could have done that if Zekrom had died. Oh yeah! Something else to do, considering we just finished the playthrough. I'm gonna see which medals I get. I'll put Landers on the team temporarily just for Fly. And because Mustard did die. Into the dead box. That's 6 deaths. Not the most we've had in a playthrough, but still quite a lot. Let's see what medals we have. 2. Bunch of walking. I didn't get Waylord Watcher. Might have gotten some other cool stuff. I've saved the game a couple times because I've been around for a bit. I've saved the game enough to get plenty of medals for that. Alright. Healed at the Pokemon Center would be that one. Using the bicycle. More using the bicycle. Having a full box of Pokemon. Evolving Pokemon. Did I evolve? I guess I evolved a Pokemon at least. I know, was it... Obviously, Snivy would have evolved. Mienfoo would have evolved into Mienshao. Delcat was already Delcat. Zekrom doesn't have an evolution. Keldeo doesn't have an evolution. Anyone else that evolved? No, Durant doesn't have an evolution, and Venipede and Klink were 2Xs. Weird that I had a 2X death by itself, but 2 2X deaths. And then the third one was using the E4 successfully. On hidden items, is that one? Found plenty of those. We'll go to some other types of battles. Feel free to skip over this in the YouTube VOD. This is more for me and for comparing different playthroughs to see if there's a few different medals that I get between playthroughs. Because a lot of them will be similar. Cycling, finding hidden items, evolving a few. New Face Hero, that would be movies. Blockbuster Star. Getting a certain amount of money for one movie, maybe? Or getting a strange ending? First Cult Classic, that might be the strange ending. Let us go to the PokéStar Studios and watch a really weird movie. Zekrom's movie debut. The reason why it had a star when it was sent out in battle. Didn't do many movies this time. Did it earlier in Black White 2. Didn't really feel like it because it does cost quite a lot of time. Did the one you have to. Did it once with. Did one with Keldeo. And then once I had Zekrom on the team, I decided I do want one Pokemon. And I decided to go with Zekrom. And Zekrom was also able to get the strange ending in the first movie, even though it doesn't have status moves, just because it has a move that is that dark types are immune to. This is Zekrom's movie debut. I like how they say ideals even because I have Zekrom. Or just the fact that I have Zekrom is interesting. I don't care the Ponyard turn 1, but I also don't lose. So that's a strange ending. So then he's just like, oh, you're too bad and you can't take on my Pokemon? I'm just gonna leave because you suck. I'll just lower his spirits somehow. I suck so much that he gave up his will to fight. That's a strange ending to this movie. And that is Zekrom's movie debut. Maybe next time Black and White 2, which will be a White 2 playthrough. Because I'll do White next in Gen 5 and then White 2. I'll do more movies again and show you some cool things. Okay, we're gonna go to that Poké Center again because I forgot something. I was gonna find the Hall of Fame image. It is back to Aspertia City because this starting town has a Pokemon Center and a gym, which is very unusual. And for the first time in my playthrough, Medal Guy is not in the Pokemon Center. Because I already have all his medals. I never talked to him until the end of the playthrough. Just to see how much I can get all at once. Now, you go there, because you're not part of the original team. Records. My Hall of Famers. Unfortunately, Mustard doesn't count. The next playthrough will be Pokemon Y. Very likely starting on my birthday, the 31st of December, which is upcoming Wednesday. Hopefully I can meet you all there. Have a really nice birthday celebration. I'll see you all for the next time. Make sure you always remember that you are worth it. Thunder Wave!